Okay, now we're going to be combining like terms. We can use the commutative property to combine like terms. Like is a key word. Looking at 11D1, when we combine like terms, we can only combine K's to K's, numbers to numbers, X's to X's, A's to A's, B's to B's. I like to say you can only combine apples to apples, bananas to bananas, oranges to oranges, cookies to cookies, numbers to numbers. So the instructions are going to be to simplify. If you notice, there's no equal sign. When there's no equal sign, this is called an expression. When there is an equal sign, it's called an equation. So when there's no equal sign, it's called an expression, and we just simplify, meaning we can only combine K's to K's and numbers to numbers. We are not trying to solve for K. We are only combining K's to K's and numbers to numbers. So this can be rearranged using commutative property. You always need to look at the sign in front of the number. When there's no sign in front, that's an implied positive. So if you want to write positive in front of the 8, that's fine. So here, if I write my K's together, I have a positive 8K. Here, this positive goes with that 3, and a positive 3K. Now let's write my numbers together. So this is a negative 6. So if I want to write it as plus a negative 6, because remember commutative property is just addition, we're just rearranging using addition sign, plus a negative. And then here that's a negative 2, plus a negative 2, and then that's a positive 3 plus 3. In the future, you will only see me write it like this. I won't put my positive in front of my 8. It'll be plus 3K, and then plus a negative is the same thing as subtracting, minus 6, minus 2, plus 3. I just write it with the sign in front of the number. The sign in front of the number goes with it. Okay, so here, only adding K's to K's. I have 8K and 3K. It's like I said, 8 cookies and 3 cookies. That would be 11 cookies or 11K. I have 11 of those things. Now let's add our numbers together. This means, a negative means you owe, or you're in debt. You owe 6 and you owe 2, which means now you owe 8. If you want to write that and then add on your 3 and just do one step at a time, that's okay. The more steps you write, the less mistakes you're probably going to make. So all I did was combine these two, combine 2 at a time, write that answer, and then keep adding the last one. Now I can still keep combining my numbers. You keep going until you can't combine them. So I still have my 11K, nothing more to add to my K's. Now I'm in debt 8, or I owe 8, and someone gave me 3. If I owe 8 and I have 3, it means I still owe $5. And so you cannot add K's to numbers. So that would be your final answer. That's as small as you can make it. That's simplified. I can't do anything more after that. Now look at 11C12. So here, again, combining like terms. We can only combine X's to X's and numbers to numbers. If you want to rearrange them so your X's are together and your numbers are together, here my negative goes with my 5X. Here my positive goes with my 8X. The sign in front of the number goes with it, so I can write positive 8X. Now I'm going to write all my numbers. My positive goes with my 3, a positive 3. My negative goes with my 4, minus 4. Adding my X's, I owe 5 and I have 8, which means I'm going to have 3 X's. Like saying I have 8 cookies and I gave away 5 cookies. Well, I still have 3 cookies. Now adding our numbers. I have 3 and I gave away 4. Or I have 3 and I owe 4. Well, I'm still going to owe. I'm going to owe 1. And then you can't add X's to numbers, and that would be as far as you can go to simplify it. Okay, now let's take that concept, looking at 11E7. We can take the concept of combining like terms and now solving for the letter. Here, the difference is we now have an equal sign, and when you have an equal sign, you will be solving. You will simplify first, meaning combine like terms, and then you will solve for your letter with what we learned last lesson. Okay, so the difference is, again, you have an equal sign. So let's combine what we can on each side of the equal sign. So over here, if you notice, you have all B's. Okay, so all of my B's are together. 4B, this is a positive. When there's no sign, implied positive. Positive 4B plus a 3B would be a positive 7B. I'm just going to go one step at a time. Combining those two, now just rewrite my minus 6B. Combining numbers, I can add numbers to numbers. 1 plus 7, 8. Now combining my b's, 7b minus 6. 7 minus 6, 7 cookies minus 6 cookies, 1 cookie or 1b equals 8. And that's what we're trying to solve for, 1b. Or you can also write that as b equals 8. When there's no number in front of your letter, that's an implied 1 that we don't have to write. So b equals 8. After you solve, then you're supposed to check it. That's what they're asking you to do in 11E8. So again, I always recommend rewriting the original equation when you check it. We said b equals 8, so we need to take our b is 8, and everywhere we see a b, we're going to replace it with 8 since b is 8. Remember, when you see a number next to a letter, that's implied multiplication. That means 4 times b. So that means 4 times 8 plus 3 times 8 minus 6 times 8 equals, I'm going to go ahead and combine my numbers together. 1 plus 7 is 8. Do your multiplication first. 4 times 8, 32, plus 3 times 8, 24, and negative 6 times a positive 8 is a negative 48. Okay, then we do these left to right, so in the order that you see them. So 32 plus 24 would be 56 minus 48, and then 56 minus 48 is 8. If you need to do that off over here to the side, you'd have to borrow, and it would come out as B, that 56 minus 48 is 8, and so 8 equals 8, and so it checks.